In this video, we'll learn how to assign values to variable names. So all of the values that we've created thus far, we are not able to use later on in our program. We have not saved that value so that we can use it later on unless we just write that same expression again. So let's start with an example here that we've done before. Say we've multiplied two numbers together, 46 times 99 like this. So we get this value, and for whatever reason we want to use this value later on in our program. The only way to use this value is to rewrite the expression like this again. So there is a better way of reusing the same value, and that's by creating a variable name and assigning it a value. And you do that with something called an assignment statement. So a variable name, the way you create one, and you use just your plain text over here, and there are certain rules for the variable names which we will cover in a little bit, but for now let's create this variable called num, N-U-M, and we will assign it, say, the value of this expression, 46 times 99. So now this once I execute this cell, which I'll do right now, this variable name num is now assigned to the result of this operation, so which is 4,554. Now we can verify this by placing our variable name in a cell by itself and executing it, and that will show its value. So assignment statements are very powerful, and I should say how they are done. So you put your new variable name that you are creating on the left hand side, followed by a single equal sign, not two equal signs. So two equal signs is when you want to compare values, and that will result in a Boolean. So just so I can show you the difference here. So remember, we did two equal signs. Say we wanted to test 10, is it equal to 11? So this tests equality, two equal signs, and this will always result in a Boolean, a true or a false. So is 10 equal to 11? No, that's false. A single equal sign is what is used for an assignment statement. So this is very different. We're assigning the value of this expression, which is 4554, to the variable name num. And notice there is no output here because this is an assignment statement. There's nothing to output. If we want to see the value of the variable name, then we put it in a cell by itself. We can now use this variable name num to represent the number 4,554 anywhere else in our program. So for instance, I can create a new expression here. So let's say I multiply num times 5, subtract 2,000, and I can get a new value over here like this. So that's what's great about variable names, is that you get to reuse that value or save it for later on somewhere else in your program. So there are some stipulations, some rules for what is a valid variable name. You can't just use any set of characters over here. Num is a valid variable in Python. So here are some of the rules. So you can use all of the lowercase and uppercase letters. So A to Z, lowercase and uppercase, and the digits 0 through 9. So I could have done num, and underscores can be used as well. I can use num123 equals some expression 5 raised to the 7th power, like that. That's a valid variable name. You can have a mix of any of these combinations. So the underscore is also another character that's acceptable. One thing here is that variable names cannot begin with a digit, so you can't have like 1, 2, 3 and then num, but they can be any length. Although you do want your variable names to be descriptive, but you don't want them to be too long where they just take up too much of the screen. Okay, so these are most of the rules for the valid variable names, and that is how you create a new variable, is with this assignment statement with a single equals sign.